In a packed courtroom buzzing with tension, the judge prepared to deliver a verdict that would shake headlines across the globe. Elon Musk stood calmly, unfazed by the legal storm swirling around him. Reporters scrambled for front-row seats, anticipating a dramatic showdown between law and one of the most controversial innovators alive today. The judge, stern and seasoned, cleared his throat before announcing a hefty fine against Musk. The courtroom gasped. The fine was for alleged regulatory violations concerning one of Tesla's recent autonomous driving updates. The amount was staggering, an apparent blow to Musk's empire. Yet, his expression remained unreadable, focused and still. The prosecutor looked confident, almost smug, sensing victory. "Mr. Musk must understand," he said, "that no one is above the law." But before he could continue further, Musk's legal team stood up, signaling their readiness to respond. What followed next left not just the judge, but the entire courtroom completely speechless. Elon Musk requested to speak on his own behalf, a rare move for a CEO of his stature. The judge hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Musk rose, adjusted his jacket, and calmly began laying out his arguments. His voice was clear, composed, and surprisingly eloquent, as he cited clause after clause from the regulatory code. His points were razor-sharp, blending legal precedent with real-world logic. He questioned the very foundation of the fine, presenting data, timelines, and documentation that refuted every claim. Screens lit up with charts and videos streamed from Tesla's internal systems. His evidence wasn't just technical, it was irrefutable. The judge leaned forward, intrigued. Musk explained how the software updates had passed all safety protocols, complying with every federal requirement. His speech wasn't arrogant, it was factual. Even the prosecutor began to flip through his notes, clearly unsettled by the unexpected strength of Musk's case. One moment that stood out was when Musk quoted a federal ruling from a decade ago that mirrored this situation. His legal awareness was shocking, even to seasoned attorneys. "Innovation shouldn't be penalized when it aligns with the law," he said, locking eyes with the judge. It wasn't a plea, it was a challenge. Musk's knowledge wasn't limited to his own company. He referenced how past tech leaders were once attacked for disrupting traditional systems. "History repeats itself," he said, "but the law must evolve with it." The courtroom grew silent, hanging on to his every word. The atmosphere had completely shifted in his favor. As the minutes ticked on, Musk exposed gaps in the prosecution's argument, revealing inconsistencies in the cited regulations. He even pointed out errors in the language of the fine itself, mistakes no one had noticed before. The judge scribbled notes rapidly, clearly impressed by Musk's precision and insight. The media outside had no idea what was unfolding inside. Anchors reported that Elon Musk was being fined, unaware that he was in the middle of flipping the script. Back in court, Musk delivered his final statement. "This isn't just about me, it's about how we treat innovation and truth in a rapidly changing world." The judge called for a short recess. When he returned, his expression was different, less stern, more contemplative. He looked directly at Musk and said, "Your arguments were broken bar enlightening." He then turned to the prosecution, asking if they had any rebuttals. They struggled, their confidence clearly shaken. With no substantial counterpoints, the courtroom waited for the judge's decision. In a move that surprised even the bailiff, the judge overturned the fine. "There is insufficient legal basis to proceed," he declared. The room erupted not in chaos, but stunned awe. Musk had not only avoided the fine, he had dominated the courtroom. Outside, as Musk walked down the courthouse steps, reporters swarmed him with questions. "How did you do it?" one shouted. Musk smiled slightly and replied, "It's all in the details. You just have to know where to look." That quote alone made the front page of every major outlet the next morning. Legal experts across the country began dissecting Musk's courtroom performance. Some called it one of the most brilliant self-defenses by a CEO in recent memory. Others admitted they underestimated his strategic mind. One legal scholar even tweeted, "Today, Musk wasn't just an engineer, he was a tactician." Social media went wild. Hashtags like #MuskDefense and #LegalLegend began trending worldwide. Memes flooded the internet, showing Musk in courtroom robes or quoting obscure laws. For a moment, the world stopped talking about rockets and electric cars and focused entirely on Elon Musk's legal mind. Tesla stock saw an unusual spike the following day. Investors, inspired by Musk's calm dominance under pressure, saw his courtroom victory as proof of leadership resilience. Market analysts said the outcome reflected not just legal brilliance but the confidence Musk inspired among his supporters. Even critics had to admit this wasn't a typical corporate defense. Musk hadn't blamed anyone, nor did he shift responsibility. He faced the allegations head-on, with facts, composure, and undeniable intellect. It forced many to rethink their view of him not just as a CEO, but as a powerful individual force. Law schools started analyzing the case in ethics classes. Professors used Musk's statements to debate how tech and law intersect. One university even proposed a special seminar titled The Musk Argument, centered on how modern leaders must navigate legal and ethical frameworks with innovation. As weeks passed, the judge who had fined Musk gave a rare interview. "I don't regret issuing the fine," he said, "but I learned a valuable lesson in court that day. Never underestimate the subject of your judgment." His words echoed across legal networks, fueling debates about courtroom dynamics. Musk later tweeted a simple message: "Truth, when armed with clarity, doesn't need volume." That tweet was retweeted over 2 million times. People resonated with the idea that intelligence, not power or money, had won the day. It became a symbolic moment of the year in business and legal circles. Meanwhile, other CEOs quietly began studying Musk's case, realizing that public perception wasn't the only battlefield. Legal clarity, regulatory foresight, and personal involvement could often shape outcomes better than teams of lawyers. Musk had rewritten how executives could approach courtroom challenges. In a podcast weeks later, Musk revealed that he had spent late nights reviewing legal documents himself. "If I delegate everything," he said, "I lose the connection to the core of the fight." That honesty, rare among corporate giants, struck a chord with entrepreneurs worldwide. Inside Tesla, employees felt even more empowered. "When our leader stands up like that, it shows we're not just building cars, we're building ideas that can stand up anywhere," said one engineer. Morale soared. For them, the court case wasn't a setback, it was a rallying point. Even rival companies acknowledged the power of Musk's defense. Some legal departments reviewed their own compliance systems, making sure they were ready in case similar scrutiny ever came their way. Musk had unknowingly raised the bar for the entire tech industry. Back in court, the judge's bench felt different now. He later admitted, "There's a rare kind of intelligence that forces you to reconsider everything." Musk displayed that. "I didn't expect to be taught something that day, but I was." The remark went viral, resharing across both legal and tech platforms. For Elon Musk, this courtroom chapter added another dimension to his ever-evolving legacy. He had mastered technology, space, and buzziness, but now, he had proven himself a legal force too. It left everyone wondering what battlefield he'd dominate next. The story of his courtroom victory was far from over. What began as a fine ended in something greater, a showcase of intellect over intimidation, law over assumption. Elon Musk didn't just walk out of that courtroom free. He walked out having changed the narrative around leadership, law, and what brilliance really looks like when challenged head-on.